We got some cool stuff. I've got John Lennon posing in front of the improvisation. Original one in New York. That's a cool freaking picture right there. I don't care who you are. For the younger folks, John Lennon was a Beatle who sang, "If you're waiting for training to fix your restaurant, you are too late." Because I will tell you, we are not near as good at fixing your restaurant as you are. You are training and coaching every single day, whether you know it or not. You set the standards by what you allow or don't allow, correct or don't correct, praise or don't praise. So whether you're having a formal training session, whether you're having just an individual training session, or you're just managing and doing your everyday activities, you are training and coaching every single day.
We're starting to walk with a bit of a swagger, aren't we? You know the swagger from being the best. Some of you have it already, because I was watching. I was out at a break and I saw some of you. You got that? How you doing? Good to see you. Right? You've already got the swagger.
We've got to serve differently. We've got to throw in Southern hospitality. We've got to do it in a way that's so genuine that it doesn't seem like we're consciously making a change. I like to say Southern hospitality is hard to define, but you know it when you've received it. How many of you have been to a comedy club and watched a show? Isn't there a giant difference from that middle act to that headliner? And after you're listening to the middle, you're like, it can't get any better than this. This is awesome. This guy's freaking going to be a star. And then the headliner comes out and you're like, wait, who was the other guy? Because the headliner owns the stage. We had a server named Steve, and Steve was, let's face it, he was a C, right? He got the job done. He'd go to the tables. He was really good with the tables, but he was awful everything else. You know the kind of server, right? They never get the ice. They never help out anybody. Just kind of right? Well, one day I had 4 trainees coming in, management trainees, and I had 2 trainers call out. And I said, I cannot believe I've got to do this, but I have to use Steve. And oh my God, what are we gonna do? So I said, Steve, I'm gonna need you to train today. I'm gonna need you to be the best Steve you can possibly be. I'm gonna need Steve like I've never seen Steve before. And he's like, I'm on it, dude, let's do this. He was awesome. He was doing everything he should be doing. He was around these tables, he's talking to people, he's helping. I was like, who are you? What? He's like, I love this stuff, man. I wish you'd let me do this all the time. I made him a trainer just because I got more productivity out of him. You got it, dude. Congratulations. But he had a desire to train. We want to talk about what's a way you can activate those values in your restaurants. We need to start having those conversations. And the other is, he said, we extract things out. So I want to show you guys how that actually happens in a company. What do you see right there? What is that? Kind of look like a sad face, right? I drew this in a meeting when I worked at IHOP. We were in a big branding meeting. We're going to recreate our entire brand. And I said, all right, maybe I'm crazy, but I've been seeing this since I've worked here. And so I drew that up there. And I said, all right, what do you got there? And they said, it's a sad face. And I said, I know, isn't that sad? And then I showed them this on my next chart. Anybody know what that is? Yeah, it's the old IHOP logo. And I said, every time I see the IHOP logo, it makes me sad. And they said, well, that's interesting, John. Thanks for that input. And then 4 weeks later, that came out, come hungry, leave happy. Yeah, that's right. Guess how much I get every time I see the smiley face? 0, literally nothing. In fact, now they just taunt me with it. That's the new logo.
I've got 2 cases of sauerkraut, 2 cases of scampi. A lot of us do. And I'm in a slow volume restaurant. Are we looking at ways to use that stuff in the future to get it off of our shelves, or how would you like us to handle that?
We've got a shrimp sauerkraut special coming out really soon.
Sounds delicious.
Delicious. You're gonna love it.
Ship that to John's house.
Yeah.
So you'll...
It's covered in bacon jam. You're gonna love it. Who's pumped up for housekeeping? I think when you think back on this conference, I think the one word that's gonna come to mind is smooth. Really smooth, huh? Are you kidding me? All right, sit down, quit milking it.
I don't know how long you want to stand.
I want the AAHOA people down there. There's 1 million of them, by the way. I want them to go, wow, how big was the Logan's thing? Did you hear them all?
Well, listen, what am I going to talk about today? I'm not going to talk about the economy because I don't want you going back up to your room and taking a bath with a toaster. Some of you got a little depressed during the first speech.
It's hard to make pancakes exciting, man. I used to go like, oh, God, if I only heard, like, stuff. Just always wanted to have this kind of power. It's just so fantastic. I want you to think about the best trainer that you've ever had. I don't care what industry, I don't care how long ago. Think about the best trainer that you've ever had, and I literally want you to get that person in your mind right now. Now I want you to think about how many years ago that was, that person made an impact on you. And then do this for me. Everybody stand up. Everybody still have that trainer in their mind? Everybody still have the number of years? If that trainer was within the last year, go ahead and have a seat, please. If that trainer was within the last 5 years, go ahead and have a seat. If that trainer was within the last 10 years, go ahead and have a seat. 15. Now take a look around the room, because I don't want to make anybody feel old by continuing to go further than that. Look how many people are up, and their trainers were over 15 years ago that they impacted their lives. Thank you, everybody. Go ahead and have a seat. The last part of this exercise, though, is now I want you to think about the trainers that you currently have in your restaurants. And how many of you think that those trainers will be remembered in a conference like this 10 years, 15 years from now for having made an impact on somebody's life?